Are you looking for a compact wireless and keyboard and mouse combo for your computer or for your laptop to, perhaps use on the go? Then this one that I have right here that I'll be reviewing does all of that while looking really stylish and literally following the design of the really popular Apple Magic Keyboard and Mouse, while costing less than $15. Hey there, TJ here with Technological Gadgets, always aiming to bring you the best in tech and make it work for you. On this channel, we sometimes show you awesome tech gifts, for the holidays, but more often than not, we do tech gift reviews just like this one. So if that, sort of interests you, make sure to drop me a like to let me know, and subscribe if you haven't already if you'd like to help out the channel and what I do completely for free. First, let's start off with the keyboard, shall we? The design of the keyboard looks, almost identical to the Apple Magic Keyboard, and to many people, the Apple Magic Magic Keyboard is, it has a really nice design and a lot of people like it. And instead of being sort of silver and white, it's just a matte black finish. And of course, instead of it being made with metal and stuff like that, it is unfortunately made from plastic, like cheaper plastic, but it does feel surprisingly decent for being plastic, and it's also really like insanely light, so it won't weigh down your backpack, and it has surprisingly low amount of flex due to that pretty decent build quality. And it also has 4 rubber feet on the bottom so that it doesn't slide around on your desk or whatever surface you are putting it on. And also the bump on the back, as you can see here, takes 2 AA batteries, has a compartment to store the 2.4 gigahertz unified dongle, and also angles the keyboard so it has a more comfortable typing experience. As for the layout, the keyboard just has your regular laptop keyboard layout with the half height arrow key and a full size shift key, which I know a lot of people prefer. And as for the keys itself, it has a decent feeling sort of matte texture on it, and the keys itself, like the actual actuation of the keys itself, does feel like sort of a cheaper keyboard, and it's of course a membrane keyboard, and when you press it down, it does feel quite mushy and not as responsive, and it's more similar to what I said before, like a much cheaper laptop keyboard, and it has more resistance at the further you press it. However, the good thing about it is that it does have quite a lot of travel, which I know a lot of people typing from keyboards don't have the luxury of, especially as laptops nowadays are getting thinner and thinner. And the typing experience overall is pretty decent, especially if you are used to more budget end keyboards or more budget end sort of laptop keyboards. But don't take my word for it. Here's the sound test, so you can hear how it sounds. Also, this keyboard is not great for games due to there being some sort of wireless lag, but for everyday sort of typing use, it is perfectly fine. Now, moving on to the mouse, it does look like the Apple Magic Mouse, but with a scroll wheel in the middle. It is of course very slim, and also it has the DPI button just below the scroll wheel to change your DPI from a few settings. And it also comes in this really nice matte black finish instead of the white and silver finish on the Apple Magic Mouse. And surprisingly, even though it's made out of a pretty cheap feeling plastic, the texture does feel pretty nice, and it does feel surprisingly solid. And there is also of course 4 very small mouse feet on the bottom, which gives this mouse I would say a good enough to decent glide. And the offset battery compartment on the right, takes 2 AA batteries to power the mouse, which overall makes the mouse slightly more heavier due to the 2 AA batteries, and the weight will be determined by what type of like AA batteries that you use. And the sensor is all centered to the left, which personally I do not like, but they had to put the battery compartment somewhere, right? And this as for like the actual sensor itself, it does track decently well, but when you do like really fast movements, especially when gaming, it spins out a fair bit, and also it does have quite a lot of mouse acceleration, which I think for most people in normal regular productivity use, they might like it, but for more precision type stuff such as gaming, I think it is definitely a no-go. And especially with a lot of lift-off distance, especially if you lift off your mouse a lot when gaming, this is not a good mouse for gaming. And the DPI can be changed, of course, as I said, with the small button at the bottom of the scroll wheel in 3 increments. And of course, there's quite a bit of wireless lag, so as I mentioned, not great for gaming. And also it lacks side buttons, which I know quite a lot of gamers use for, let's say, ability, melee, and things like that in game. As for the actual sort of clicks itself, it does feel surprisingly good, and the clicks itself do feel like sort of a lighter click, and it's pretty responsive. Scroll wheel does feel pretty nice to scroll around, not gonna lie, it does feel pretty nice to scroll around. It does have a more sort of textured sort of scroll wheel, so it's not so smooth, which some people might prefer, or some of y'all might not prefer. And as for like the scroll wheel click itself, it is sort of harder to press in, which depending if you use the scroll wheel a lot, you might like this feature, or you might not. If you tend to accidentally click your scroll wheel a lot, you might like this feature. And of course, we're going to do the sound test so that you can hear all the clicks and scroll wheel and how the mouse sounds. But overall, this keyboard and mouse combo is usable and is great for most people out there, especially if you want a clean setup or you need something super portable, lightweight, and compact to be able to use with your laptop and sort of make like a makeshift laptop setup on the go, because these things do take up really little room in your bag. Besides for
$13,
which is what this sort of this wireless keyboard and mouse combo costs on Amazon as of the time of filming this video. It is an insane value considering the keyboard by itself could be costing for as much or even more. However, if you are a gamer or someone who is looking for a mechanical keyboard, this might not be the option for you. And if you are a gamer, I would recommend you to go with and you want something for
$13,
I would recommend you to go for one of the sort of wired keyboard and mouse sort of gaming combo sets, which I might review in the future if y'all want me to. Otherwise, if you're doing general productivity stuff, I would highly recommend this, and most likely use personally most likely use it on the go traveling with my thin and light laptop to use in the setup in the future if I happen to travel. Anyways, if this video has helped you out in any way, shape or form and help you make especially that purchasing decision, make sure to drop me a like to let me know, and subscribe as it is greatly appreciated and helps me a lot in growing the channel. And best of all, it is completely free. Last but not least, thank you all so much for watching the video, and I hope to see you in the next video.